I'm just telling my girl, spit it out. Bitch, I'm trying to be cool. No, I'm not pregnant. Y'all would be in shambles if I got on here and said, bitch, no. Not no time soon. Okay, so I don't even like addressing nothing. And I think that's why it's hard for me to spit it out. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say.
Why is the world bashing Megan for a man cheating? Why are they calling her a hoe?
I don't think the world is bashing Megan when he cheated. I think they're bashing Megan because how many public relationships do you need to fail before you decide to be private? And why do you feel like you need to drag somebody? I'm not going to sit here and air out everybody's dirty laundry and the most negative parts. In fact, why does your business need to even be out there? And honestly, I don't think she realizes how much that actually lowers her stock. You finally got a man that the world views as classy. So now men that are more classy are probably more open to her because she did not have that view at all.
How does he look more classy? He just has a look to him.
Okay,
that's
so
literally
no,
it.
It's not about the look. He comes from good stock. The whole family, they don't have public drama. They don't have trifling drama. And then you take this one girl that he dated. And even she really should have did herself a favor and not said anything so that another classy man could come along and say, oh, she probably is better than what she's been showing. Maybe that is just her music. But now she showed that she is kind of her music. That's why I keep saying these girls that are like hot girl summer, these women don't understand the consequences that you have. So you had a chance to put yourself on a classy side and you chose treachery. That's why people are dragging Meg Thee Stallion, I think.
The word on town been out about Shorty, like her nickname used to be 2 cups of Henny. Facts. That's what I heard. It says, yo, 2 cups of Henny. I never even met Meg. How I know this? This is the word, this is the water cooler talk. Oh, her? 2 cups of Henny, dog. 2 cups of Henny. Damn. Word? Fuck it.
Guys, I honestly feel like everybody is putting too much thought into this Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion situation, all right? Listen. You yearn for a broad. Then you get around her. You start checking her mannerism, her habits. You start to fall back. There's a clip of them two at some award show, right? And Meg Thee Stallion looked really sauced up. Klay Thompson's face said it all. Y'all have to understand that the worlds that these two people are coming from, hip hop and then the NBA, and not only that, Klay Thompson is like coming from the upper echelon of societies. Like, even though he's black, right? Mixed, right? So the level of class that he's been exposed to, being a star in the NBA for 10 plus years, right? Having an amazing career, spotless career, right? As far as behavior and shit goes through. Now, Klay Thompson then ran through a handful of bad ones, right? So even though he light skinned, he's still a dog, a clean dog though. You get what I mean? So
I'm tripping.
Look,
that pussy ain't worth all this shit.
Everybody acting surprised. Don't. Okay? Y'all thought that Meg Thee Stallion was just gonna make all that crazy ass music, move how she was moving, mess with this dude, that dude, this dude, and then at the end get married to a wholesome king. Absolutely not. Sorry. It never ends well for any woman choosing that type of lifestyle. But no end well, right? How many more examples do we need? Okay? So for anybody that's surprised or, oh man, it ain't messed up. That's how the game goes. Facts. That's how the game goes. And if I was Klay Thompson, I would have reinvestigated the Tory Lanez shooting. Because there's a lot of unanswered questions there. And that would have told me everything I needed to know about who I was dealing with.
So we just found out why Klay Thompson broke up with Megan Thee Stallion. And it was definitely what everybody was speculating. So we found out that basically Klay Thompson complained about Megan Thee Stallion being too ghetto and too loud. And he reportedly said, I'm tired of this ghetto-ness. And it's cool sometimes as a female to be a little ghetto because, you know, that's natural. But from what Klay Thompson is saying, she was being a little too much ghetto. And, you know, obviously Klay Thompson got an image to uphold. He's in the NBA type of thing. He might haven't came from a ghetto culture for real, and he just don't want to bring that type of energy around his family. That's what I'm getting from it. But I don't think Megan Thee Stallion did nothing wrong because that's her personality, so she shouldn't change. But it just seemed like basically Klay Thompson wasn't having that. Like, bro, don't bring that around me. Buddy, I think Buddy got what he want in G5. Let's keep it 100. He wanted to get in with Megan Thee Stallion. He got in with Megan Thee Stallion, if you know what I mean. It was like, you know what? I can't put up with this for the rest of my life. I'm out. That's actually super harsh. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. Everybody said is the moment we got that news saying that Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson were no longer together, everybody speculated that he just wasn't getting down with her personality and who she was as a person. Which, I'm not gonna lie, it does suck because it seemed like Megan Thee Stallion really was feeling Klay Thompson. But it's definitely looking like it's time for her to sit down for a minute because she done dealt with too many dudes. Tory Lanez, the other dude with the braids, I think. But yeah, it's time to sit down for a minute, Megan.
I don't feel bad for Megan Thee Stallion. I am elated for her that she and Klay Thompson have gone their separate ways after she found out he was cheating. The part in her statement where she said that she was putting up with his mood swings during the season, I don't like that for her. I'm sorry, this is a heartbreak for her now, and I get that, but this is not right. No, she in particular, no one should have to deal with that, but she in particular, I don't want that for her. This was a good lesson for her, okay? And I'm glad she got out, and I'm glad, above all, that she also has the money to get out. Like, she is successful in her own right. This isn't some woman who was trapped with him, thank God. I actually kind of don't think Meg should be dating in entertainment at all. I know that sounds parasocial, and maybe it is, but I just don't see her with someone in this line of work and like the emotions and the drama. She's one of the most beautiful women in the world. She deserves to be absolutely worshipped by someone who is in medicine or law or business or something like that. But I do hope she takes a big break, because I will tell you that gives you a lot of perspective. Like, do not rush into something new. Give yourself that break. Realign your priorities, get to know yourself even better, and then maybe make a move.
Megan Thee Stallion's breakup with her boyfriend. Yep. Megan broke up with NBA star Klay Thompson. And like all young people, she posted about it on Instagram. And according to Megan, Klay cheated on her. And Megan says trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. Good for you, girl. Good for you, Megan. I gotta tell you, I applaud Megan for standing on business. But here's the part that has me and all my girlfriends just shook. Because if a man can cheat on Megan Thee Stallion, what hope do the rest of us have? Megan is gorgeous. She's funny. She's successful. She can cook. And as the kids say, her body is tea. Yes. And not the regular tea, but the expensive tea. The tea you gotta steep for 20 minutes. And Megan is limber. She can drop down into a squat, come back up, drop again, no warm up. Oh, and let's not forget, and her booty. It moves like water. If you listen to Megan's booty closely enough, you can hear the ocean. I'm sad for them because I really like them as a couple. She seemed really close with his parents. She even made Thanksgiving dinner for them. And I'm mad at Klay. So you had me carving the turkey, but you carving out time for other women? I'm over here learning your grandmother's recipe, but you out here sampling other people's dishes? I'm here with your family tossing the salad, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Now, Megan's got to break up with the whole family. Meanwhile, he's the one that cheated. And now all of us, we are hurting, all right? This felt like it was all of our relationship. We were all invested in this. Now, women everywhere are spiraling right now because Klay seemed like he was the one for her. We all side-eyeing our men like, yeah, so what you got going on? Klay has all men on punishment right now because I'm saying, if it can happen to Megan and her stallion booty, it can happen to any of us. So Megan, keep your head up. because there are plenty of fish in the sea and there's plenty of balls on the court.
Klay Thompson has finally come out and said, I am tired of y'all talking about me. So if you didn't know, Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion were together, but they separated this year. And it was kind of a sad thing because they had a very cute couple. I know I personally was rooting for them. I was hoping that they would have a good couple and it would go the distance. But with these type of things, it's very rare for these couples to last. That being said, when they split, I was hoping that it would be a good split or at least a amicable split. It was not. Megan Thee Stallion came out and drugged this man, and the entire internet jumped right on her bandwagon because Klay basically said, I don't want to be in a monogamous relationship. But the unfortunate part was he forgot to say that before he ended the monogamous part of the relationship, aka your boy Klay stepped out into them streets. Now here's where Klay's comeback comes. He says the reason why he didn't want to be with Megan was because she was full of drama. Everywhere she went, she brought drama with her. And I get that. Peace is something that is very important in a relationship, and if somebody is full of drama, it's not really the best situation you want to have around you. That being said, this is not an excuse for cheating. Too many people use so many excuses or reasons or justifications for stepping out when all you need to do is simply be an adult and say, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. This relationship is not working for me. Let's go our separate ways. I personally feel that even if he would have done it the right way, he still would have got drugged because everybody is either this or that, black or white. And so they would have picked sides. And I'm not seeing a lot of people picking the side of Megan Thee Stallion's boyfriend.
And Klay, she keeping the Maybach, but you gotta go. How could you do this to our good sis? When we were rooting for you, we were all rooting for you. Now, Megan just posted in her story that Klay was cheating on her. She said, cheating had me around your whole family playing house, quote unquote, cold feet. I'm assuming that means married. She goes on to say, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. And now you don't know if you can be monogamous, air quote. She finishes up and says, B, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. And this is why I'm just so happy that they did not move in together. I'm so happy they didn't move in together. And this is a prime example as to why you need to have your own money, because it don't matter how much he be parading you all over town. They gonna play in your face every time. I tell you that much. As a 40-year-old who's had her face played in, they gonna play in your face every time. And I really just hope that this doesn't affect her on her Broadway stint right now. She's doing so fabulous and she's selling out all these shows. And I really hope that doesn't affect her you know, like the future of what she's doing with her career, because, you know, breakups are hard. They do. They take a mental toll on you. And y'all know Megan, she don't use the internet like that no more. So the fact that she came to the internet and said it means that it's affecting her. And I hope it doesn't. And as for you, Klay, you can go ahead and get up out of here.
Bro, Megan Thee Stallion is saying that Klay Thompson cheated on her and he doesn't want to be in a monogamous relationship, basically meaning you don't just want to be with one person at one time. So she dropped this statement on her IG story saying, cheating had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet, holding me down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. Hold on, because it gets better, because people are already speculating that she's actually been the one cheating. And I guess in this video right here, you can see that she looked like she was about to kiss this guy in front of Klay Thompson. She also released another statement saying, I made this decision to end my relationship with Klay. Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. And when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead in peace and clarity. Now, Klay already seems to be enjoying his time on the single life, on this boat. I mean, he was playing the song by Lil Uzi, The Way Life Goes. I know it hurts sometimes, but you'll get over. Oh, this guy Klay Thompson's different. Now, the real question is, did Klay actually cheat on Megan, or is this just one of those things where, like, we're all just gonna believe in Megan's lie again?
All right, just give me the canned mac and cheese. I'm gonna just boil it in the microwave and call it my recipe. She's on TikTok every day. Told my, look, I'm making Klay that. Man, if you don't cut it out. When this, yo, chat, this is how you know dating's fucked. Anytime a girl says they've been playing house, it means, yo, I could have been outside being a hoe, but instead, I stayed home with you and I didn't get a ring.
This quote from Megan Thee Stallion really got me thinking. So she says about breaking up with Klay Thompson, trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable. So I got to thinking, what if you were really drunk and your best friend tells you she's hooking up with your boyfriend? What does non-negotiable mean in those circumstances? Do you just break up with her? Now, mind you, you're mad drunk. Might you start a fight? I'm just wondering.
Megan Thee Stallion's biggest song is 183 million views. 170 million people watched an NBA game just in the 2025 to 2026 season. Klay Thompson has been hooping since 2011. About 100 million people have been watching since he started it around 2011. 100 million per season. That would equate to 1.8 billion views. 450 million people play basketball worldwide. FIBA Basketball World Cup reaches 2 to 3 billion total viewers globally across the tournament. Combine everything outside the NBA, global non-NBA basketball audience annual reach roughly 500 million to 1 billion people. Like, what are you women talking about Megan made Klay, bro? It's literally an objective fact that he was more popping before her. Keep in mind, this is the Warriors we're talking about. Probably the biggest basketball organization if you grew up in my generation, bro. So if you're into basketball in this time, you know Klay Thompson. But anybody notice how you click on the profile pictures of the women saying they only knew him in America, they didn't know him outside of America? It's black women wearing weave, bro. Why would you know basketball? First thing first, women already don't even watch sports like that. Especially the Keishas. The Keishas ain't watching no basketball. They watching baddies, the shade room, gossip, the newest celebrity breakup. You're not even in tune in basketball. But yet they have such nerve and pride to be saying, we didn't. What do you mean we? You watch baddies all day. Not all of us do that, bro. And you know what's fascinating about this situation? It really showed me women don't respect money, bro. They only get to this money, the strong, independent, all that stuff because of feminism, bro. They don't really want to get to the money. The fact that they think social currency is more than 300 million. I give a damn about social currency, especially if it's social currency associated with a bop. I understand the social currency argument, but bro, that only works if the woman is viewed a certain way in society. A bop's social currency means nothing to you. Hence why he didn't want a relationship. He literally said to her, your social currency is nothing to me. I don't want to cuff you. What are you talking about? 300 million and you're talking about social currency. Women will see fame and clout over money, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That's why we as men...
Does this guy look like someone that look comfortable in this video? Watch that video again if you like. Rewind it. Does this guy look like somebody that look comfortable around her? Even on that video, that's supposed to be an exciting one. She looked more excited than he is. The fact is that Klay Thompson never liked Megan Thee Stallion like that. Okay? There are even rumors that are being circulated online right now that Klay Thompson was a very close friend of Tory Lanez. And it's been alleged that him and Tory Lanez have cocooned this situation that is happening right now. They said he can smash and dump her publicly. And he did exactly that. This is an example of when a black woman meets a light-skinned guy. All of a sudden, she becomes feminine. All of a sudden, she becomes excited. All of a sudden, she knows how to love again. Okay? The problem is not with black men. The problem is the idea of white supremacy mindset that have infected a lot of black people. Male and female alike. Okay? Some black men think by being with a white man, being with a white woman, is what is an epic of human race. And so same applicable to a black woman. When a black woman is a light skin with a light skin dude, that even is a mixed race, okay? Don't even go as far as being white. Even with a mixed race light skin dude, all of a sudden they think they have reached the epic of human race, human decency. That's why she was very shocked when she realized that the guy said, I don't want the monogamy, okay? I've worked hard my life to settle with one person. That is an industry lineup. Industry used up. No, Klay Thompson was very close to taking a big L if he had married this Megan Thee Stallion. The biggest L that has ever lived. But I knew this relationship wasn't going to work anyway. I knew it wasn't going to work because they look awkward together. They always look awkward together. The guy doesn't look happy. It's very important, fellows. It's very important. Never be in a relationship where you love your wife more than she loves you, or where you love your significant other more than she loves you. Your girl should always be the one that loves you more than you love her. Because they said love is blind. If love is blind, how can you lead in such relationship? You are meant to be the leader. If love is blind and then you end up loving her more than she loves you, that means you are blinded. So how can you lead a relationship while you're blind? Make it make sense.
I really think that the reason why Klay Thompson's ex-girlfriend is making all this commentary is because she's just mad that he's dating black women. And I think it's very disrespectful because the fact that she goes on to say that he broke up with her because she wanted to go public and then calls Megan scandal steering instead of like wanting a private quiet girlfriend like her says she's just saying everything out loud. She basically says that he's only with her because of fame. Mind you, Klay Thompson has been playing basketball for a long time. This man was basically playing for the Warriors. And he's dated a lot of black women even before Megan, after her, of course. And we still don't know who she is. We still don't know who this woman is. I just feel like she's just looking for her 5 seconds of fame. And she's just mad because he's dating Megan Thee Stallion. Everybody's talking about it. And nobody really talks about her. Because they were together briefly back in 2015, which was 10 years ago. Like, sis, move on. Just let it go. He doesn't want you. He's moved on. You should do the same thing instead of opening your mouth, you know?
Meg Thee Stallion reps have reached out to TMZ, and this is what they had to say. Hey guys, it's your girl Jen Trey Hay, and if you haven't seen my last post, it looks like Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson are over, as she alleges that he may have been unfaithful to her. But this is what she had to say to TMZ via her rep. I made my decision to end my relationship with Klay. Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship, and when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity. I'm really over here speechless, y'all. And I know no relationship is perfect, and there will be people in the comments idolizing, don't idolize. We're not idolizing, y'all. Calm down. We're not idolizing, but we can appreciate and love a relationship that appears to be happy. And this is completely left field from what we thought was going on. Now I'm thinking about her having that breakdown on the stage the other week or a few weeks ago. Was that stress induced? Was the infidelity and all this coming out part of her not feeling well that night? I have so many questions, but we're definitely sending our prayers.
Well, at least she ain't have his baby and get cheated on. All she did was cook a dinner. She ain't put no car in her name, no apartment in her name. She ain't giving no startup money to start a business. Okay, I guess.
You talking about girl, spit it out. Bitch, I'm trying to be cool. No, I'm not pregnant. Y'all would be in shambles if I got on here and said, bitch. No. Not no time soon. Okay, so I don't even like addressing nothing. And I think that's why it's hard for me to spit it out. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say.
Now this I have an issue with. So Meg Thee Stallion quits Moulin Rouge 3 weeks early after on stage tears and amid, Klay Thompson cheating on her, whatever, and she's breaking up with him. Why are you quitting? Why aren't you going and finishing this out? This is why I just don't have any sympathy for celebrities. First of all, you got cheated on. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, boo-hoo, everybody get cheated on. Beyonce made a whole album dedicated to, Jay-Z's infidelity to her. You walk in this planet, you're gonna get cheated on. But you're not going to fulfill a commitment with 3 more weeks left amid speculation of being cheated on? That's weak. That's weak sauce to me. Meg Thee Stallion has a role in the Broadway show, Moulin Rouge, and it's reported that she's dipped the fuck out. She's not going to fulfill her commitment. She's got 3 more weeks left. I have low tolerance for that, low respect for that. Because we as the general public, when somebody in our family passes away, when somebody in our family gets a horrific diagnosis, when somebody in our family deals with a breakup. Now, mind you, this woman has not pushed out children by this man. They ain't celebrating some big 10-year anniversary. Klay Thompson didn't get on one knee and propose. None of that happened. But when the general public deals with excruciating information and painful information, guess what? We still gotta get our asses up and go to work. Fulfill your fucking commitment. You have a role in Moulin Rouge and a Broadway performance. Finish it out. You got 3 more weeks left. Angel Reese tweets out and says, "It's the way you show up even while you're carrying so much. That's what makes you that girl." And then Jordan Childs tweets in and says, "Being able to continue a Broadway show while going through what you're going through. Y'all broke up." I'm sorry. Finding out your man's cheating on you, getting broken up with, you still got to go to work. Not fulfilling your obligations of a Broadway show. I'm sorry. That's weak sauce. Get your ass up. Fulfill your obligations.
Megan Thee Stallion broke down in tears during a performance because Klay Thompson had been unfaithful to her. On April 25th, on the Broadway stage, Megan Thee Stallion suddenly lost control of her emotions and had tears in her eyes as the performance of Moulin Rouge came to a close. Just a few hours earlier, she had announced on social media that she had broken up with Klay and accused him of being unfaithful. Megan and Klay went public with their relationship in the summer of 2025. The two grew closer through shared interests and values, and fans showered them with well wishes. However, as time went on, Megan began to sense Klay's emotional distance and infidelity. Ultimately, she decided to end the relationship, choosing self-respect and independence. As she stepped off the stage, the audience expressed their support with thunderous applause and cheers. Megan looked out at the crowd cheering for her, and tears streamed down her face. In her public statement, Megan said, "Trust, loyalty, and respect are non-negotiable." She decided she would no longer tolerate someone who disrespected her, bravely walked away from the relationship, and refocused on herself.
I recently saw a post that said, "I judge men based on their hate for Megan Thee Stallion. This woman is cooking!" The amount of men who hate Megan Thee Stallion but would never even have an opportunity to smell her sit-down air is astounding. Astounding. The audacity is in 8K. Not only could you never even smell her sit-down air, if put in front of this woman, you would never be able to say half the things that you say online. You would immediately go into worship mode. Some men hate Megan because they can't have access to her, and they never will. Instead of processing that rejection, it internalizes into hate. A hatred that runs so deep that you completely forget or ignore the fact that you're actually madly in love with her. Either that, or you feel like because you don't have her, she doesn't deserve happiness. She don't deserve peace because you can't have her. Whole time you never would be able to have her. A man who hates women he can't control or have access to is a red flag in Wi-Fi. It's clear. Okay? If you hate confident women, it's because they exposed your insecurities, and they don't even do it intentionally. They just put a mirror in front of you that shows you all the weak spots that you actually have. Somehow you turn that around and then make it on them. No, baby, that's you.
Meg had one line about this man, stating a simple fact: you cheated on me. And you had to come back with a whole song spilling tea that we all already knew. She likes to drink, okay, duh, and she needs internal help. She's had a rough couple of years. I'm sure she needs a lot of internal help. So you came all the way to the studio to cry and spill your feelings, and you have a whole girlfriend. Embarrassed doesn't even begin to describe the way that I personally would feel if my man had to do all of this over your ex. I'm sorry, it's just not giving ex. It's not. It's giving heartbroken. It's giving you want your girl back. And it's really giving, as multiple other people have said, it's really giving that you didn't realize the side effects of being with a hot girl. She has told us who she is on every single one of her songs. Every single one. So you bit off more than you could chew. You messed up. Y'all broke up. You got a new girlfriend, and now you making a whole song about it. You didn't even make a song about Megan when you loved Megan and y'all was together. But you got to make one now? It's just fishy to me. It's just fishy.
I hate when I be on live and, bitch, the blogs, you know, the relationship that, bitch, I got with the blogs, bitch. I was feeling like, okay, because all y'all hate me, y'all gonna piece together whatever y'all want to piece from something stupid and make it a big deal that it's not. So I don't know. Somebody said you trying to sugarcoat it. It's not even nothing particularly bad about like the hotties. Like I just want to express what I'm feeling in a clean way. And I don't like fussing. But bitch, I kind of want to fuss. Maybe I need to come back when I feel like I can articulate what I want to say better. And maybe it'll be better if I like made a video instead of talking on live.
I don't know who to talk about this with, but if you know Megan Thee Stallion, she was dating Klay Thompson for such a long time, and now he's cheating on her. And if you know, like, they were so cute together, he was always doing cute things for her, and it really seemed like they were going to get married. And what I'm trying to say with all of this is, do not post your man on social media. Don't post your man on social media. Be happily married, be happily in a relationship, do whatever, but do not post a man. Why? There is a digital footprint, and you will always be like visualized with a man that might not end up being your husband. For example, you don't want that. You don't want anybody to see you with your man. Don't post the man.
Just because I don't believe Meg Thee Stallion does not mean I hate black women. I'm gonna take it a step further. Just because you have questions about Meg Thee Stallion does not mean you hate black women. Blindly believing shit is how cults get started. If you hear a wild situation happen in the news and you don't ask any questions, you just assume that the person did it, you might as well join a cult, because how did you not need context to what happened? Tory Lanez shooting at Meg Thee Stallion is something that required immediate context. Like, I had questions because shit didn't make sense. Here were my immediate questions. They were arguing? What were they arguing about that would make somebody want to shoot somebody? Were they fucking? Wait, this happened near Kylie Jenner's house? So he shot her in Hidden Hills? Wait, so they weren't fucking. She just told Gayle King they weren't. So why did he shoot her? That doesn't make any sense. Wait, she lied to police. Why did she lie to I'm so, like, someone with critical thinking skills is going to go through the questions of the crime that you heard, and if the situation starts to make sense and the more evidence comes out that backs up any claim that's being made, then logically speaking, you can come to a conclusion where you can determine who's more credible than the other. But if there's not a clear-cut reason, motive, you don't even have to be a detective. If you can't come up with just some kind of actual tangible reason other than black men hating black women, that's not enough to go on. But that does not mean that I then hate black women because I didn't just immediately believe the claim of the black woman. And that doesn't mean I believe Tory either. I have questions. I would like a trial. I would like due process. I would like the things that we set up to determine whether the truth comes out or not. And in my personal opinion, which is why I didn't take my original video down, Meg wasn't credible. But now I hate black women because it didn't make sense. That's not my fault. So yeah, I'm gonna need black women to cut that shit the fuck out, because that's not what that means. Asking questions or looking for context does not mean that you hate black women. It just means that there's not a clear-cut path to what the fuck happened, and more questions need to be asked.
And she was respecting her man, being loyal, doing all the things, and she still got cheated on. Who else is Clay getting with that's better than Megan? Who? Who is he going to be able to pull that's better than Megan? It won't be. Worst is going to be a basic white girl. Worst of the worst case, right?
To all the women who are boycotting relationships right now because of Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion, the men didn't want you anyway, because you're a bird brain, right? Because you're basing your reality off of somebody else's life that you don't know. Okay, let's start there. But also, who is he gonna find that's better than Megan Thee Stallion? Define better. Somebody in the comments, please, right now, define better. What makes Meg Thee Stallion better than any woman? Quickly, because it's not the money, because Klay Thompson already has money, and men don't care about that. It's not the status, because Klay Thompson already has status, and men don't care about that. Y'all keep saying all these things that men don't care about, and you're flexing it like, oh, well, Megan is just the best of the best. In what category? WAP? Because the WAP didn't keep him. So what are we talking about? Y'all are just yapping. You're not saying anything.
So I was talking to my girl like 2 or 3 months ago. My girl dresses very modestly, and she got in the car one day, and I was like, damn, baby, you look good. And she was like, really? I feel like I look like a grandmom. And basically that led to this conversation where she was asking me, why is it that men say they like modest women, but, you know, she goes on social media and sees women who dress provocatively, and there are a bunch of men in their comments. And basically, why do men go for provocative women but say they like women who are modest? And I was explaining to her that men put women in categories. So like we got the recreational only category, and then we got the women that will actually take seriously category, and it is all based on your behavior and how you present yourself. Generally speaking, I don't want to speak for all men, but like for me and for the men in my circle, this is kind of what the general consensus is. And she was like, well, how do you explain a woman like Megan Thee Stallion who dresses provocatively but is in a relationship with a man like Klay Thompson? Mind you, I don't know Klay Thompson. I don't know Megan Thee Stallion. She could be a great woman for all I know. But based on how she's presented herself to the public historically, there's no man that I know who would take her seriously. Like I told my girl, mind you, this is 2 or 3 months ago, I told her, I was like, I don't think that really has a lot of longevity to it, that relationship, honestly. And the crazy part to me is, number one, women do the same thing with men. So I don't understand where this confusion comes from of like categorizing people. It's literally pattern recognition. The other crazy thing is, if you go to Megan Thee Stallion's Instagram comments, you'll see a bunch of women in there right now talking about how she's so pretty and her body is so T, and Klay fumbled, and how could a man ever cheat on someone like her looking the way that she looks. And it really just goes to show you that like women truly believe in their mind, in their hearts, that a fat ass and a pretty face is all that it takes to like keep a man. I'm not condoning cheating. I think that if you're going to cheat, you should just leave the situation. But at some point, we have to get back to using our brains and really thinking in a way that's rooted in reality. What reasonable man is taking a woman like Megan Thee Stallion seriously in 2026? Again, solely based on how she presents herself publicly. This is the type of woman who you see her, she looks good, we can kick it, have a couple drinks, have a good time, chill, I'll call you here and there, you call me here and there, X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. No disrespect, none of that. But to take it to the extent of like cuffing is crazy to me. Like every man saw this from a mile away. Are we really surprised? What's wrong with y'all? Like, are we serious?
I guess Meg Thee Stallion is rebranding from a hottie to a jilted woman. I don't know. Letting a man stop your bag is probably one of the weakest things I see women do every day. Now, regardless if you're of the belief that this whole thing is a PR stunt, or if you think she's truly heartbroken, whatever the situation may be, I think we all can agree that this is not okay, Meg. You're leaving your job. People have paid money to come see you. They have trips planned just to come see you. Your fans want to see you, and you have a breakup and just quit. Like, regardless of the situation, you have got to remember who you are. Letting a man stop you from accomplishing your goals, your dreams, from doing your job, that's just weak-minded. But then also, if all of this is fake and it's just PR, Meg, is this really the message you want to be sending to your fans? Oh, I'm so heartbroken away from my dreams and something that I'm being paid to do, all because of this man. Like, come on, y'all. We've all been heartbroken. I know I've gone back in the day. I've gone to work crying. Was at work just blubbering. In my office, blubbering. But I still went to work. So now it's time to grow up. Because if you're letting a man affect you this much, you're male-centered. I'm sorry, but you are. And I get it. I used to be male-centered too back in the day. I used to be male-centered as well. I'm not anymore. No one person should have all this power. Now, with that being said, I know a lot of Meg's friends have been coming to my comment section and calling me a pick-me-shy and a hater and a bird. You guys are championing a woman who slept with her best friend's man, lied about it, then finally admitted it. Who's the bird? That is literally bird behavior, and you're supporting it and championing her. Then I'm watching y'all sit on this here internet and say that Klay Thompson is gay because he cheated. He's gay. Bird behavior. Okay, I'm also watching y'all say that Klay Thompson wasn't famous before Meg and that she put him on. This man is a 4-time NBA champion. This man scored 60 points off 11 dribbles, guys. In case you don't watch basketball, that's a big deal. They don't call him Game 6 Klay for nothing. You're telling me Game 6 Klay wasn't famous before Meg? You're telling me Game 6 Klay isn't more popular than body yada 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 yada? Bird behavior. And then you're also over here talking about Clay is ugly. Like, come on, guys. I get we're upset, but do we have to lie? The man is not ugly. Listen, it's the playoffs, and it's okay to admit that the WAP girlies are down 0-2. It's okay. Okay, I know it hurts because you've been going through life thinking all you needed was a wet ass pussy, and that was gonna keep a man from cheating. A man.
Yeah, y'all broke up, but you're leaving the relationship with no baby. A win is a win. Megan Thee Stallion posted on her Instagram story earlier today, and she says, cheating and had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. So it seems like after about a year of dating, Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson have called it quits, and she is alluding to the fact that he cheated on her. I have a lot of contradicting thoughts per usual. Number one, and the very main one, is what I say all the time, but it was first said by Destiny Child, which is, ladies, leave your man at home. I just really can't understand why the girls can't just date privately. Like, I cannot understand why the girls have to post him everywhere. I can't understand why the girls always have to my man down. I don't, leave him at home. I know immediately the conversation is going to become, what is wrong with Megan? Why is are all of Megan's relationships always failing? Why are these men always cheating on her? Like, because people love to blame Megan for something. But I will say, I don't think that Megan has worse luck at love than like the rest of the other rap girls or the rest of the girls in the industry. I think that Megan is the only person who leaves when she gets cheated on. That's why it seems like she can never make nothing work. She has self-respect, and the first time cheating, she gets the fuck up and leaves instead of forgiving. And that's the reason why her relationships don't work out versus some of the other girls, specifically the rap girls. It seems like Megan can't keep a man, but it's because she's the only one who has some self-respect to leave the minute a man has her fucked up. She's a leaver, and I love her for that, and I wish that she would pass that spirit on to more of her sisters. And you see how she leaves the relationship with no baby? Very demure, very cute. And now the first time that he has her fucked up, she get the fuck up and leave and never see this man's face ever again if she doesn't want to. I respect the fuck out of her insistence on leaving. The part that I'm torn about is that I want to give the advice of like, girl, stop telling us your business. Like, just date in private. Don't claim these men. You know what I'm saying? Like, date him behind closed doors. Date him for 6 years and don't let nobody ever know that that's your man. And then when y'all break up, don't make no statement about it. Just move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretend like he never even existed. But then the other contradicting part of me is like, why should she have to suffer in silence? You know what I'm saying? Like, why should she? Why can't she speak her truth? And it's just like, why I don't think that the girls should always be posting their man, specifically like the rap girls or the girls who have career and who have images. I don't think that you should post your man that often because it makes your man part of your brand and like being with him part of your image and your brand. And I think that that's bad for business because then when shit like this happens, it's a whole thing. But I also hate the idea of her having to water herself down out of fear that people are going to talk about her, that people are going to judge her. I saw a conversation happening online being like, it's so weird that everyone goes through all this work of like trying to hide their relationships and being like, I'm not posting a man until I'm married, this, and the third. And then I saw someone brilliantly say, so what if you post him and then you guys break up the next day? Who cares? It's not the end of the world. In the moment when you posted him, you and him were together, and what you were posting was a reflection of where you were in that moment in time. And like, why should it have to be forever? And I often talk about how I think that we treat relationship breakups much too seriously, and people treat relationship breakups like it is the end of the world when it's like something that's just a natural part of life, right? Like it is just a season of life. And how people are not willing to like even date someone. You won't date someone or be with them, even if it means right now, if they bring you happiness right now, unless it is going to last for forever. Because if it ends, then you have both failed. We view the ending of a relationship as kind of like a moral failure on the part of the people involved inside a relationship versus just being a natural part of life and like this idea that people are in our lives for seasons and sometimes those seasons come to end and it's not the end of the world. Like even with like young people, this idea of like, I'm not going to date him because he does not have the qualities that my husband would have, when it's like, you're 21 years old. If right now in this moment, this person makes you smile and make you happy, why can't you just date them for a little while? I think we just live in such an all or nothing society, right? Where like every person that you date, if you're going to post them, if you're going to be with them, then they have to be your soulmate. You have to be with them forever. And if it's embarrassing if it's not, right? Like if you guys break up, then you failed. And I just like hate the idea of encouraging a world and where you have to hide who you are and hide parts of like who you are. And this idea of like trying to put on a persona that is perfection, right? That it means like, I'm going to hide and I'm not going to post anybody or be with anybody until I meet my husband so that I can post and it can seem like, especially to strangers, not to people in your life, but to strangers. Like I woke up one day, met my husband, we've been together ever since. And it was soulmates, it was a fairy tale. And not that I had to kiss 15 frogs before I found my Prince Charming. So like a big part of me wants to tell Megan, hey Megan, don't post a man again until you're married. You know what I'm saying? Like date privately, like don't post it. Like But then in the same breath, I hate this idea of like encouraging the concept that her life has to be perfect, right? That she is not allowed to casually date. She's not allowed to have people in her life for seasons, right? Because if not, that looks like it is a failure on her part. You dated so-and-so for a while and you guys broke up. That's a failure. That's obviously a reflection of your poor character. That's the reason why this relationship didn't work out and why you guys are not getting married, because obviously you're the problem. Instead of like, this is just a season in her life, right? Like this was an era. She had her Klay Thompson era and now it's over. Can't wait to see what era we step in next. And the only souvenir she's leaving the relationship with is memories. Love to see.
A lot of black women in the black community are so pissed about the fact that most black men out there are choosing to date outside their race. I've seen a lot of videos, women talking about the fact that they can't imagine the mother who raised them, the kind of father who raised them, and literally talking about the fact that most of these black men who do this didn't have fathers in their lives, that their fathers were abandoned. That their fathers abandoned them, that most of their fathers were deadbeat dads that didn't teach them the right thing. It is so crazy. But it is seemingly okay for most of them, for these women to date white men out there. But when a black man decides to date a white woman, and it's not just a black man, a successful black man decides to date a white woman or a Hispanic woman, it is suddenly a taboo. It is suddenly a bad thing. They are suddenly looked down on. But can you imagine the double standards? Can you really imagine the double standards? They're talking about the fact that your mother didn't raise you well if you seemingly decided to go out there and choose some other person. That is a person's personal preference, to choose that person they love, to want to be with that person. That is where they find love. And for you to come online and make a video talking down on black men who have decided to go for these Hispanic women, it is absolutely outrageous for you to come online and talk about that. At the end of the day, you're the ones who push these black men away. You, with your attitudes, with the way you treat these men. I've read a comment on my comment section, and it really got me sad. A user commented saying that he would really like to go on a date. This open dates where you ask women that if you ask a black woman that if I lost everything today, I didn't have no jobs, I didn't have anything, and I wanted you to cover the bills for me, would you do that for a couple of months? And people were so raging online. I saw a lot of comments, replies talking about the fact that they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't be there to stand for them and cover these bills for them. But you have these Latino women who have been through all these things, who are traditional women, and who would help these black men. So why wouldn't you decide to go for women like this? The first thing is the preference. You need to love this person. You need to decide to be with this person. But at the same time, the black women have a certain level, a certain stigma that comes with them. And so a lot of black men are moving away from this, especially successful black men. And what these women have to say to these black men out there who are moving to date these women are saying, you were not raised right. You didn't have fathers in your life. You were not taught right. That is what we are hearing right now. And a lot of them, and it is okay for them, they think it is okay for them to go out there and date these white men, and that is it. But when a black man dates a white woman or a Hispanic woman, it is suddenly a problem. You are suddenly looked down on. You are suddenly seen like somebody who isn't in control of the relationship, that she is somehow the one who controls the relationship, and you are a puppet in this relationship. Is that true? You tell me. For most men who are watching this video, please tell me what you think about this in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell so that each time I release a new video, you'll be the first person to watch the video. I've put together some clips. Please watch these clips and tell me what you think about this in the comment section below.